Well, I told Big Brother, you put extras on it, then so will I. It's pretty obvious that they set the guy with the intention to try to tune me up, and only really scored 1 point, you know, and didn't break my jaw, didn't fracture my jaw, didn't dislocate my jaw. I have a little cut. I showed you in the other video, but it's not necessarily what they did. It's also what they try to do, you know. And when it's my turn, it won't be so pretty, you know. I go there by myself. I'm waiting at the table in the park. You can see, everyone can see, well ahead of time that I'm by myself. They come at me all stern, all mean, you know. I'm all polite and whatnot. Um, Having the sparring gear on is really putting you at a disadvantage, you feel me? Because if they want to jump me, then I got, I don't have shoes on. I got these little foam shoes on. Even the other guy, he had his shoes on. And he almost lost his balance. You try being, on some moist ground. It wasn't wet. It was like sort of slightly moist. Did some socks. And look at the socks I was on. It's kind of funny. I was wearing these dress socks, so they're extra slippy. Those of you who wear dress socks. That's why I fell down. Fell down blocking. Yeah. Like I said, sportsmanlike conduct. Was applied. Everything I said was going to say. I said you will still lose. Sportsmanlike contact. It all happened. They got paid to show. They got paid more. And it really is what it is. I'm a little disappointed because I didn't get to do much feet, much kicks and footwork and foot techniques. Um, he did a complete boxing game. Slightly wary of his feet because he has shoes on, but a complete boxing game, which I know there's gonna be bootlickers who say, "Oh, you're using kicks," so I kept it less than, I think it was less than 4 kicks the whole time. You know, the whole time. All fucking those 11 points that were scored altogether, 10 for me, one of him. And really, another way you can look at it is 10-0 because he was warned not to hit hard, warned not to hit hard. So in a real match, it wouldn't have counted. It's neither here nor there. Some of you say, how do you have the advantage when, or how did you have a disadvantage? Okay, when somebody is punching you really hard, it's a different defense than if you're sparring. But as you can see, it wasn't much. He's throwing, how many punches do you see him throw? He landed one the whole time. How many punches do you see thrown? You know, he landed one to score a point, and he landed one that didn't count because I hit him first. Okay, so all these punches, also when I hit him first, you gotta realize that's the same reason. He had no excuse for not connecting after the point was scored because the point was scored. My guard comes down. I'm expecting it to be over. He continues it, boom, boom, blocking, boom, 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 and I'm telling him stop, stop. Why I'm blocking. Um, because that's another reason referee. It's almost like they're trying to get me to go back to the ring with a referee and the mat and everything, so everything will, be nice and kosher. It was very obvious. For those of you who don't know, I met this guy through the female I suspected of being a Serenian, and she didn't show up. Like she was supposed to. It was supposed to be her and him. Not him and 3 other guys. And at first, I heard him saying, it sounded like they're saying taxi, taxi, taxi. When they first got out of the car, I'm thinking, why do these guys say taxi? And I ignored him because really, it kind of went over my head that they were trying to say Jackson. So the guy starts walking and he's like very stern looking. The other guy comes like the other way. It's almost like an ambush. And then when I was coming back with the money, I heard somebody say, "Oh, I don't want to get accused of taking his money." I think it was, it was like the white Hispanic looking guy with the workout shit. So, all is said and done, there's a lot that goes into it. It's pretty much all I wanted to say. Oh, when we was leaving, there was one of the females came up. Oh my God, I almost forgot to tell you that. Because after we were done, he was like, well, I'm going to tell all the girls that you are real. Now, you got to ask yourself, some of you are going to try to chop this up to something else. But no, he made clear that he's one of the gang stalkers when he said that. Because What girls are you talking about? If not, the females who are helping gang stalk me, like the one who had walked up the end. And he was like, "Oh, you're a supermodel, whoop whoop." It could have just been a random lady who was saying that too. But no, she was carrying herself like a gang stalker. She had the whole appearance, the whole 9 yards. So, you also got to realize that it took a lot of heart for me to do what I did. I knew it was probably a setup when I agreed to it. I showed up there alone, okay? I didn't have to show up there alone. I could have brought some of my traitor friends with me. I stopped gangbanging. So I was gonna bring no gangsters no matter what, because I stopped gangbanging. That fuck I look like on camera with gangsters after I made it clear. I believe it was Sid Jackson that I stopped gangbanging. I hung up my flag. This whole ceremony. Um, it crossed my mind to bring a female to record, and I'm glad I didn't. Because she probably would have brought her kids too, and she's someone I don't trust too. You know. Um, could have brought my brothers, neighbors, old friends. A lot of these people have betrayed me already though, but they wouldn't. They would have made sure it went smoothly though, and they would have not been cool when it went down. Ultimately, everything. It was what it was. What was. It was a setup. I'm pretty sure, almost positive, the guy had instructions to tune this guy up. Try to knock out some teeth, try to break his jaw, try to break his nose. Try to blacken his eyes. All that. You can see there's a little tiny cut that put a band-aid on just for good measure. Oh, and my jaw's slightly sore. Remember, boxers use these big old, I don't know, was it 12-pound gloves? They're big old gloves. These gloves are very small. Very thin layer of foam, right? That's also why he was able to grab, because they allow you to use your hands to a certain extent. So, yeah. Also, I noticed, this also goes back. No beautiful lady comforted me after it was over. you know, that's another way women betrayed me. They didn't help with my series, didn't comfort me, weren't blah blah. None of that. Um, yeah, I don't see what the opposition view could say now, especially when I'm giving you the whole walkthrough why I played a video I uploaded. And you can totally tell this guy's swinging hard. You can totally tell. You can totally tell I'm at ease. You know, he's like trying extra hard. I'm just boom, 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 boom. On point. You can see the whole thing. It's like wow. It's like he's throwing the majority of the blows, and he loses 10-1. What does that tell you? Um, and he's punching afterwards. Trying extra hard to fulfill his part in what is going on. I don't know how he sees what is going on. They could have simply said, well, this is one guy, on the internet talking shit and whoop-de-whoop, and he said this about Serenios, he said this about psychiatry, he said this about gays. One of the guys looked like he might be gay, I don't know. One of the guys was like, the black guy had like a Rastafarian hat, and he was the first guy that said anything to me. And he was very, he seemed very bitter the whole time, very serious, very stern, you know. Um, so yeah, next time it's not going to be the same. I'm not going to put myself in a compromising situation like that. It's just, I've gone way out of my way to prove I'm brave. There's countless incidents. The incident at Grape Canyon Park where I was there, those 20 gang members, staring at me. I waited till they all left first. There's like this thin little gate, there's a thin gate for just big enough for about 2 cars to drive through at the same time, right? They had like 5, 6 cars. They could even block me in. I waited. Yeah, I'm not gonna say, there was other angles to it too. There was a reason I was confident. There's a reason I shouldn't have been that worried. But even if I hadn't been prepared like I was in that incident, I still, would have done the same thing. You gotta realize that, I proved I'm brave, honorable, real, honest. I've proven a lot of stuff by these videos. Some of you might not like the recording because I play it on the little camera, and I kind of go in a little bit, but I couldn't get too close to the camera because it got blurry. So what I'm gonna do is probably go to another computer somewhere, another like an internet cafe or something, hook up the camera, upload it to the video. Copy the video to the hard drive and upload it from the internet cafe, because when I do it from here, they, virus central, cyber attack central. Well, I'm out of time now, so I pretty much said all I want to say anyway. Anything else would be further elaborate. Thank you.